Good afternoon, guys. So today we're going to be working on the 330. We just got it back from Brian. He diagnosed the issue that we found last week as having bad lower control arms. We were checking on the coolant level, and my son pointed out that his steering was sloppy, and after having the car jacked up, we found that the driver's side wheel was wobbly. So we thought it was wheel bearing at first, but it ended up being bad lower control arm. What we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing for the other side, change the passenger side as well, you know, because we figure might as well do both sides, right? Keep it consistent and even. Yeah, so this video is going to be dedicated on just logging that. We're not going to go over some of the stuff that I've done recently with the STI and the Super. I will cover that on another video. But you guys that are following me on the STI content would be interested in that. I came across an issue and it's kind of setting me back a little bit. So the first thing we're going to be doing is, after removing the undercarriage, we're going to be removing this. I'm not sure if it's a plate, skid plate, or but it's part of the subframe. Okay, so I thought I would have had to remove this sensor right here because it was in the way of a socket and a wrench. So what I ended up doing was just grabbing an open-end wrench, and it's 3/4. So if you guys want to see a better angle here, I can't really see what I'm filming, but hopefully you guys can see that. The clearance isn't really that great for a socket to go through, so I didn't want to break this because it was wanting to come out after removing this bolt, and that bolt is, by the way, 3/16 hex. So we got that nut out. The next one, after hammering this, that's what you're supposed to do, and it's supposed to free itself. There's another one right there, and above that is the nut, and that one is 22. It was a little hard to get it with a socket, but I thought you got it in. But you're probably better off with putting a 22 open-end wrench there and just hammering the end of it. So the next thing is to hammer that out once this is loose, and then on this guy, all you have to do is, where is it? Is those 2 bolts, and you should be able to get the whole arm out. Okay, we got it out by slamming that thing with a 4-pound hammer. Kind of was starting to get a little worried that we weren't going to get it out, but we did. So the next one is that guy right there. Okay, so this is the old one that we just removed. So there's a lot of up and down motion on this. So this is the one that was causing the play. This is still good. I can't lift it up and down, and the bushing on this one is pretty much on its way out. It's pretty cracked. So that's the old one. I'll show you what the new one looks like. Sorry for the noise in the background. My neighbor's mowing his lawn. Of course, it stops now. So that is the comparison between the new control arm and the used one. So we pretty much got the new one in. I just wanted to note that for you to be able to tighten this, you're gonna need to use an Allen wrench at the top while you use a box wrench to tighten it. So like so. Let me see if I can get this thing while holding that, like this. this can only go one way. Of course, it's labeled left for driver's side and right for passenger side. And you can only set it one way because the bracket has dowels that it'll guide through. Well, not the bracket, but the frame of the car has dowels, and you just line up the bracket onto it, and then you're good to go. Just got to tighten up that guy, and we're done for this side, and put the tire back on and onto the passenger side. Okay, we got the passenger side in. This is a little tougher because the sun is beating down on me on this side. Got everything torqued. I just gotta do the driver's side middle. The only reason why this was easier is, let me show you real quickly. So, I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe this is a better location. So, there's more room in here to get a wrench, rather than this point where you got all the hoses, so I can't really reach that nut to tighten that middle portion easily. It's going to be slow going. It's really almost like half an inch turn, and you got to have an Allen wrench on top of the actually on the stud, just so that the whole assembly, the whole assembly doesn't like turn along with it. So anyway, just gotta tighten that, put the wheels back on, and she should be ready to go. So I'm not sure if I quite mentioned it, but if you are getting an aftermarket lower control arm, the sizing of the nuts is probably going to be different. So ours was 22 and 17, I think it was, or 3/4. Actually, no, it was 3/4 to remove, and then to install it was 17. So don't go by the values that we have. Just go ahead and just measure your nuts. Measure your nuts, and yeah, sorry, and use those values for using the right socket for it. So of course, you take 1 foot forward, you take 2 steps back. So one of the things that I noticed that the boot's leaking, and the reason for that is, let me get closer. It is cut in half, and I don't know how long this has been leaking. Just noticed it actually. Okay, so I think I've done what I can for today. It's gonna get dark pretty soon. I kind of don't like working in the dark, especially if it's not in the garage. I don't mind it in the garage because I've got the lighting in, and I can close the garage and not have to deal with the bugs that come at dusk. But anyway, so the 330, the lower control arms are done. Everything's buttoned up. I just need to lower the car and tighten and torque the wheels. I am going to leave the trays alone because I'm not quite sure yet whether or not it's something we're going to be tackling as far as the leaking boot tomorrow. So I just want to avoid the work. So at this point, I'm just going to leave it off, and if we decide that we're going to do it some other time, I'll just put it back on. So anyway, I got a whole bunch of things, actually a whole bunch of content I have yet to edit, one of which is the STI build. There's a bit of news with that one, not so good, but hopefully you guys throw a like, subscribe, and hopefully you guys like the content that I'm pushing out. Really, it's mostly, again, for me to log the stuff that I'm doing with the cars. So if it does anything, great. If it doesn't, I'm okay with it. But either way, guys, just need to go ahead and start cleaning the garage and putting things away. Be kind, stay humble, and I will see you guys on the next video. Providing, of course, I don't go ahead and add more content by as far as the the boot's concerned. Maybe that might be another video. I'm not sure yet. See ya. So one of the things that we did also during today is install this wind deflector for his roof rack.